This is a story of a 5-year-old kid who used to draw in his spare time. He was so good that at the age of just 7, he started selling his drawings to friends and relatives. Today, it has been more than 50 years since that kid is dead, but whatever he did in his spare time still stands as a billion-dollar business called Disney. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I'm going to talk about just spare time things. But before I begin, let me ask you a couple of questions. How many of us here get some spare time? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Can I have a show of hands? Nearly everyone, right? Now, how many of us use this time with our loved ones or doing something that we love? Alright. How many of us use this time to pursue a hobby? Hands? Okay. How many of us use this spare time at all? And mind you, sleeping doesn't count. Hands, please. Okay. So we see that the number of hands has gone down. And this is the problem that I'm going to address today. Friends, since my childhood, I have always believed in having an activity that is just mine. Something that helps me forget where I am. So, when I came to Bangalore, I decided that I'll not be one of those people who builds their lives around work. I decided that I will indulge myself in a variety of things. I had a whole list prepared. Swimming, dancing, Toastmasters, calligraphy, etc., etc., etc. And I'm glad that I did that because it was due to that resolution that I started doodling frequently. So frequently that it became an integral part of my life. I remember once having a conversation with a friend of mine about how this habit had become a routine affair. And by the end of our conversation, we decided to come up with an idea of making it all public. And that was when I decided to start a Facebook page and an Instagram account called Just Spare Time Things. But don't worry, I'm not going to bore you by publicizing my account or telling you how awesome it is and you should immediately go back and like it. But rather, I'm going to tell you why all of you must have a spare time thing. The first reason why all of us must have a hobby is because it gives you happiness. Be it a 5-year-old kid playing with a Lego or a 50-year-old kid, 50-year-old man watching the night sky looking for stars. Everyone gets happiness out of their hobby. And not just that, it acts as an escape from our daily, monotonous and mundane life. Some find solace in music, some get lost in books, some rejoice in cooking, and still others enjoy speaking in public. So if you want to be happy, go get yourself a hobby. The second reason why all of you must have a hobby is because it gives you a chance to discover your hidden talents. When you invest your time and indulge in something, you do things that you never thought you would. You find out things that you never thought you might like. And who knows, you end up learning things that turn out to be useful later on. For instance, it was a simple calligraphy class that Steve Jobs took before dropping out of college. And that turned out to be the sole inspiration of the amazing and fabulous typography that we see across all Apple devices. It was a small public speaking club that Ralph Smedley started at YMCA, which turned into an international organization called Toastmasters, the sole reason because of which we are all here today. So if you want to discover your hidden talents, go get yourself a hobby. The third and final reason why all of us must have a hobby is because it gives you an opportunity to meet new people. Recall any conversation you've ever had with a stranger. After exchanging your name, your place of work, the third question generally is about your hobbies or your place of interest or your areas of interest, isn't it? So, take me for instance. It has been just 5 months since I've joined Toastmasters, and in this short span, I have had several coffee conversations with people that I did not know before. I have got the pleasure of making acquaintances with several people across different clubs in Bangalore. And I have taken a trip to Sakleshpur, and not just that, I have just met innumerable amount of people. So if you want to meet new people, go get yourself a hobby. So does that convince you? Can I have a show of hands again? Alright, so now that I have convinced you that having a spare time thing is a must, A good starting point would be going back on Facebook or Instagram and checking out this page called Just Spare Time.